Big Butts of the Bible with the pastor at Yahoo. We are in Romans chapter 8, and we are looking at verse 13. And it says, "For if you live according to the sinful nature,
you will die.
But if by the Spirit you put to death the misdeeds of the body, you will live." Now that's an important big butt of the Bible, and yes, it's in Romans chapter 8 where we have found a whole bunch of them, and let's break it down. For if you live according to the sinful nature, you will die. Well, guess what? Seems pretty obvious. People live, people die. If you live according to the sinful nature, to the flesh, if you live without recognition of God in your life, you will die. Well, that's been told to mankind since the Garden of Eden thousands of years ago. And it's held true. Life is terminal. The only way off this planet is through death. But it's beyond that. Think about this for your own life. When you live according to your carnal nature, when you let your flesh control you, it brings about death. First off, it hinders your relationship with God, and then it brings about death and destruction in relationship with others. You go down that road of addictions and compulsions and negative behavior. It can affect your employment, the death of relationships, the death of peace, the death of prosperity. But, contrasted here, if by the Spirit, I'm going to focus on this, if by the Spirit you do what? You put to death the misdeeds of the body. You put to death the sins of the flesh. Now, who can control their flesh? We're carnal. No. If by the Spirit. So somehow, the intention is, with God's Spirit living inside you, He gives you supernatural power, dynamite, dunamis, to control and actually kill the sinful nature. If you put to death the misdeeds of the body. So somehow they are crucified with Christ. You put to death the sinful flesh and you live according to the Spirit. Jesus promised His followers not just any old life, but life abundantly. The lie from the Garden of Eden that the serpent of old, Satan, has been telling you is that if you just follow the desires of the flesh, utopia is out there and you will have everything you ever imagined. And off we go, chasing the things of the flesh that bring about only death in us, that ultimately can lead to spiritual death, separation from God. But if by the Spirit, if somehow we learn to embrace what God is doing in us and let His Spirit rework us and transform us and kill the flesh, somewhat like the caterpillar going into the cocoon, killing the old flesh, the sinful flesh, your old nature, done away with, dies in that cocoon. As you die to yourself, you're reborn of the Spirit, no longer a worm, but now a butterfly. That's a big butt of the Bible.